So, in this episode of the Limelight Show, we had Himanshu with us, who's 22-year-old super smart business consultant I've ever seen. So, personally, I have even taken up his eyes. He runs an internet coaching umpire business where he actually helps business coaches and online business owners scaling up their business. So, in this episode, I had a super kick ass conversation with him about business and everything about networking, communication, sales. So, make sure you check out the podcast till the end and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Thanks a lot, Himanshu, for accepting my invite and coming up to my show.
Same here, Aishwarya. That's a pleasure to be on your show, on your podcast, and let's make this work.
I'm really glad that you actually accepted it in spite of your busy schedule. Thanks a lot for that. So I want to ask you, like, what do you do at ICE and what's ICE all about?
Okay, so for all of those who don't know, let me give you a context. My name is Himanshu Agrawal. I am a consultant. I help big MNCs, million-dollar corporations to raise about that, and I help top influencers of India to get more clients to run their business from the social media part, right? So that is what I do. Now I have a company. It's called as Internet Coaching Empire, short form ICE. What we do over there is help experts and service providers. So expert is someone who has a knowledge and wants to sell that knowledge, and service provider is someone who is having a skill and wants to monetize that. So these two people we help to grow to six figures as fast as possible. Not only six figures. The day before yesterday, I got a case study of a 7-figure case study. So now we are also helping people reach to 7 figures.
That's really great to hear. I hope I become one someday like that. Your guidance, of course.
Done.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Like,
that is what we do.
yeah. What were you saying?
That is what we do. That is what we do. Help people reach six figures and then 7 figures finally.
That's great. So I remember in the consultation call that we had, you were saying we both even had a similar journey. So I want
Right.
to know like how this all started and what were you doing in college, in school, and stuff like that.
Okay, so let's get back to not even college days, but even school days. So I was a born entrepreneur, I would say that. Bania family, of course. My father was a struggling business owner. Still, he is. But that is something that triggered me, and I was like, I need to figure this business thing out and a way to make money in order to survive and get my standard of living up. Because I come from a low middle class family, like not very good condition, right? I was sleeping on floors for the first like 12 years of my life, something like that. And after that, my father used to sleep on the floor. And that is something that concerned me like every day. And I was like, kya kar sakte hain? But anyways, in ninth, I started a photography business. मेरे फ्रेंड के पास DSLR था. I had the selling skills. We started photography thing, making 35,000-40,000 a month. After that, I started a cloth renting company. So basically, 10th class के बच्चे को अपनी बंदी को impress करने के लिए रोज नए कपड़े चाहिए. So I was like, good business model. So this is what I did. I saved money. I collected 40,000-50,000 in cash. I went on Amazon, bought cool t-shirts, branded clothes, jackets and everything, and started renting them out. 200 rupees per week per t-shirt, 500 rupees per vest jacket per week, something like that. And I had customers 5 from each school so that the clothes don't repeat and anybody cannot get caught. Right. So it's like rotating between 25 students, but of different schools. And the business model was working very great, 70,000-80,000 per month from there.
That's
And then I had some little bit here and there ventures. I had one Xbox venture where I started passive income. So I bought one Xbox and one PS3. I went to a PS3 shop where you pay 10 rupees to play that game. I went over there and I'm like, keep these two, pay me 1,500 per month. And you can use them as much as you want. तब Amazon में EMI नहीं चलता था. So I had this privilege. I used as an opportunity to make money. So I was like, you are basically paying me EMI, nothing else. And he's like, okay, works. So that is passive income for me. 2,500, 3,000 per month anyways, per piece. And then in college, I got serious. And I was like, what next? What's the biggest thing I can launch? And then I launched FameNik, FAMENIK. In Google it, you'll know about it. But it was a platform or social network which was against Facebook. So using Facebook is good, but it makes you addicted. We tried to understand biology, psychology, and technology in such a way and combine them that we can create a platform where people need to come, but they will never get addicted.
Okay.
Raised funding, everything worked well. The company's valuation went to 80 lakhs, 85 lakhs. But when this much money comes in and there are two 18-year-old kids, two things happen. First is fight, second is Ayashi. मैंने दोनों choose करी. So from there, I started spending money, traveling, recklessly. Just I would say a reckless kid, just trying to boost his ego, nothing else. I did that, and then I was stuck when I had 700 rupees in my bank account. I was like, what next? So I went to the co-founder and like, कुछ नया start करते हैं. We started FibHub. It was a platform for writers to continue stories. We went over there, had 8 best-selling authors on the platform in less than 6 months or something, working well. But I didn't had the vision of taking it way further. So I was like, let's quit this, and I went to the corporate world. I started working in BPOs for 12,000 rupees a month. Then I worked in Flipkart. Then I worked in PhonePe. Then I worked in several other companies as basically a customer service agent. But then I jumped to Amazon. And Amazon was the biggest company in Indore at that time where I lived. Got over there, got a good placement, good salary, everything. I was having a small agency where I had India's biggest traveler as my client, Central India's biggest business coach was my client, Madhya Pradesh biggest signage company was my client. All these people were paying me very handsomely, making around 80-90K per month. And I was chilling. But the problem I felt was this is not giving me kick. I'm not getting the thrill that I used to get, and I'm not learning anything new. I found a business coach in Indore, and I'm dropped out of college, by the way. So if you're like, college days skip over, I'm like, I'm dropped out. So I went to 6 months. My father was like, prove me wrong. I went over there, scored 96% in coding. My father was like, good job. And I left the job, left the college. And I was working under a business coach after then. He was paying me 6,000 a month, but I had two simple terms with him. Teach me public speaking and selling, and don't do me anything that works for me. 9 months, 10 months, I took his iForex 5x business, not me alone, but we had a whole team. I made that, and I was like, this process works. Let me try it on other people. I tried on other people, it worked. I'm like, okay, that is very awesome. Then I productized it, and now it is called as Internet Coaching Empire. And right now we are doing 7 figures every month consistently.
That was like really a brainstorming session for me. A lot of things actually. Like when you're talking about the t-shirt business, I remember doing the same thing in my school. Like I was actually, playing badminton that time, and I was luckily sponsored by Leaning, but there were a couple of my friends who wanted to have the school goodies of branded t-shirts and stuff, and they were not able to afford Adidas and stuff like that back in that time. So like one of my friends' brother got some, first copy, second copy of Adidas t-shirt somewhere. I went with him, found the place, and then I got like 10-20 t-shirts for like 200 rupees, like per t-shirt cost 200. I came back, and then I gave them, it's like the first copy, but you can pay me 500. I can get you a lot of things whenever you want, and then I made a lot of money with that.
So it's a good business when you can play with people's ego at a young age. It's a good business.
Yeah. I remember you talking about public speaking now with your mentor. You want to learn public speaking and stuff, and even I really want to get into the public speaking sector, but I'm not able to find speaking gigs. And how should I get that?
Okay, so I had a leverage over there since I was already working on a business coach, and he was doing seminars all over the country, and I was learning under him. So it was like I get the starting 5 minutes and ending 5 minutes at the start, then 15, then 20, then 25, and started to increase. And that's where I started my public speaking journey. And I had the leverage of him as a mentor to go on stages and speak and practice over there, right? But for all of those who are like, I don't have some mentor who can help me with this, or I don't know where to find stages, I would say cold email colleges and schools. They're actively looking for young people who have established something. Maybe you have your company, maybe you're good at something, maybe you have some followers or whatever. They're actively looking for people to come and inspire in the college and school. To start cold emailing those people, reaching out them on Instagram or something, and you will find opportunities. It's very easy.
That's great. I've never thought about it before. I was actually looking for some platform that they put out, and so that I could just go talk to them and stuff, but I haven't thought about cold emailing the college schools.
There are platforms. I think TownScript is one of them. If I'm not wrong, I used it like 3-4 years back. I don't remember the name, but there are platforms who are actively for people who can post their speaking gigs, and then people who want to apply can apply over there and move from there.
That's great. So let's get back to the initial one now. What is your main purpose behind starting ICE?
Okay, so I was working as 6,000 rupees a month, right, over there. So first was money. I was like, how can I monetize this thing on big scale? The second thing was my mentor had extreme good knowledge. Due to his knowledge, I was able to like make 40-50,000 a month from 6,000 a month, and I was like, that is so cool. Like I 10x my income just because I got some knowledge from some stranger. And I was like, what if this person is able to share his knowledge with not only me, but 1,000 more people like me? And not only that business coach, but every life coach, business coach, consultant, relationship coach can provide their services and expand their knowledge on a very high scale. I can change India's economy.
Okay.
Like it's not directly contribution, but it's kind of, right? If everyone gets the knowledge that my mentor shared with me, I can assume that everybody would make it 2x the income they're making right now. And entrepreneurs are the people who are running this economy of India. Why not if everyone 2x that? What about them? And that was the mission. I was like, okay, if I cannot create direct impact on scale, why not I create indirect? Because if I can help a business coach make a system to get more clients and he can get 10 more students who can do that, I'm indirectly getting the impact of those 10 students. And that was the thing which, wakes me up and is like, let's go further. Let's go further.
Got it. That was kick-ass to hear, actually.
Even if you see our why statement, like the company's why statement, it is to double the India's economy that is right now. That's it. Nothing else.
So what is
We
the
don't have-
exact, like the pain point that you're solving with the business owners, and what are the other services that you provide along?
So we have one signature program. It's called as Internet Coaching Empire, obviously, and it's a course plus a proper program that we take to a business owner to get them a desired outcome. That is maybe earning more money, getting more students, or getting more clients, whatever. Right. So that's our primary thing. Right. Other than that, we have done for you services where we basically do the work. My team does the work, and some top people of the India whom ads you see on the Facebook and Instagram, we are the people handling the back end, maybe some email, maybe some calling part, maybe some little part, but somewhere or the other, I am in touch with most of them and I'm helping them on the back end thing. And your previous question was, how do we help them?
Yeah.
So it's basically a program. It's a 6-week process that we have created. It's very custom tailored on how you don't need to put any money, get some customers as a proof of concept, because I didn't have money when I started. So how you can get some customers as a proof of concept and then scale that proof of concept to have your established idea and then go from there.
Got it. Can you quickly share with me like any of your top 2 or some clientele success stories?
Yeah, so like there are many, but okay. So let me pick for the audience. So what is your audience? Like who is your audience?
My audience exactly is in the age between 18 to 25, starting out basically.
Okay, so one of my clients' name is Soham Sangnani, right? He came to me when he was making 7,000 a month, 8,000 a month, and he's a fitness trainer. And he's 21 years old, living in Pune. I have a full case study on my YouTube channel, guys. You can go and check it out over there. All the playlists are over there. So he came to me, and his uncle was already in my system. He liked it, and he referred his nephew to the same thing. He came in. He made 2.5 lakh in 15 days, organically. No money spent in ads, no big following, no email list, nothing. 2.5 lakh in 15 days straight as a fitness trainer. Another one I can give you is Prachi Shikha. So Prachi is a girl in Bihar, a very normal girl. She's like, I don't know much about marketing, but I'm like, I can sell something. She's like that. She's 20 years old. She came to me when she was making like what, 5,000, 10,000 a month, like just starting as a digital marketer. And she came to me, and in a month, she's like 50,000 per month consistently. So these are just the 2. The interview I take day before yesterday of Prithvi Vaiti, he came to me when he was making 90,000, 1,20,000, something like that. He came to me 2 months and he's now making 10 lakhs every month.
That's great.
Right. So these are a few. You can definitely check out the YouTube and everything, or himanshuagarov.com/testimonials, and you can see a whole list of people over there.
Got it. So what's the market cap of any digital coaching business, and who all can get into it?
Okay. So here's the good point of barrier of entry, right? About a digital coach. Any business can be duplicated. So let's say you start a dropshipping business. You're like, I'll sell t-shirts. I'll make this graphic design. I can copy that. I can find the vendor. I can find the graphic. I can copy paste the same thing and start and have a more Facebook ad budget and then output for you. But the game with the digital coaching business or consulting businesses, nobody can enter your domain. And let me explain that. You are, as a person, the face of your coaching or consulting business. You have a separate flavor and a personality that is unique on this planet. Nobody can replicate that. So you can come in, replicate my business, replicate everything I have the same team members, everything, but you cannot replicate me. People are coming, watching my ads, clicking on it, buying my thing because of me. The
Yeah.
way I speak, the intention I have, the people I've served, and all of that. That is the thing that you can copy, and that's create a perfect barrier of entry for anyone. Right? Talking about the market cap, it is right now I think a $3 or $5 billion industry. I don't like basically see the economy numbers to affect my business because it's kind of a negative thing for your brain. You just blame that on the economy, so I don't see those numbers. But I think it's a $3 to $5 billion company, free to buy $5 billion industry, and in the coming years, without a doubt, coronavirus has accelerated it, but it is without a doubt a $10 to $20 billion industry.
Got it.
In
The way you
that
told about the personal phase of your brand was like just a wow moment for my brain. Thanks a lot for sharing that and like impressing on that. So like what are the tools that anyone getting into the digital coaching business not definitely should be like expert or something in it, should definitely know about it?
Okay. There are only three things that we teach, four things actually that we teach that are the basic fundamentals to get your first 10 clients. The first is attraction system. You need to have a certain kind of a bait, which we call as a lead magnet, and a landing page to attract the right quality of customers. So, for example, you are selling mics. Got it. Now, how can you put a layer of education on top of that product to sell it more? So now what you can do is you can give the perfect checklist for mics for content creators. And it's a checklist that which mic to use for what. So if you're in an event, what to use, in a podcast, what to use, in an interview, what to use, all the checklists, right? Now it's useful for a content creator if it's given for free. Now, if I can have that thing and put it in front of all the content creators, I would have some people who would raise their hand, be like, I want this. Once they have the checklist, that means there is a need of a mic, or else why would they opt in for the checklist? And now I can sell the mic. Got the point. Earlier, the traditional model is send traffic to the product, but it does not work anymore because there are a lot of options. On an Amazon page, you can see 16 different options on a single page. And if that is the case, you are competing against real estate. That means there are 16 blocks and you only have one block, and this needs to look perfect picture in order to grow. And if your mic is not a good design or you are a startup and you are not able to do that, you're out of business. So why not create an education layer, educate the customer why product is good, and then sell the product.
Got it.
That's the attraction part. The second is selling part. You need to be a good salesman in order to be in the coaching or consulting industry. Obviously, in any industry, you need to be a good salesman. The third part that we teach is a delivery system. How do you create a product in such a way that your client gets the result in the cheapest, fastest, and the bestest way? Right? The reason we are able to grow at a very, very, very fast scale, and I'm just 22 and all my team members are below my age, and still we are outperforming those 35-year-old experienced marketers, is because my product is so strong that we have the highest success rate in the industry. And we have only been for 1.5, 2 years. And those people have been for 10 years. And still we are outperforming them as a product. Because when you can outperform them as a product, you automatically start creating a very good goodwill, which replicates into your brand, into your ads, into your everything, which gives you a boost of performance everywhere. Right? So that's the third delivery part. And the fourth is nurturing part. How are you taking care of the follow-ups? That's it. If you can have these four systems, you have your first 10 clients. After that, if there's much complex things, you can get into that.
Got it. That was pretty clear and crisp. I want to say you like you were actually, like putting out an impact on a lot of people, because the digital friends that I have, a lot of people started talking about you and the things that you do. We started talking about you, the business that you have and stuff. So that's a really great thing, to be honest. Congrats on that.
Thank you. Thank you. Just trying our best.
So I want to know, for any business or anybody who's starting out, mentorship is really important. So who was your mentor when you started out, and what's your take on mentorship?
Okay. So my take on mentorship is it's very important. Depends on the person as well. So many people are not mentor kind of people. I am a mentor kind of people. That means I want someone to duplicate to. I'm a good duplicator. So if you tell me this is the mic, this is selling well, I can duplicate it. Right? If you tell me this is the podcast, you need to shoot in this one, I can duplicate that. My brain works like that, right? Logically. Right? So the reason I want mentors is to duplicate them. So when I was working on Jitesh Pinwani, the business coach that I was talking about, I was just trying to duplicate him, nothing else. I was not trying to compete with my team members or compete with anyone in the market. I was just trying to duplicate him. He wakes up at 5, I'll wake up at 5. He goes to gym, I'll go to the gym. He does 6 exercises of public speaking before he goes on the stage, I'll do the same. He speaks like that, I'll do the same. He is good on video, I'll be on good on video. You got the point. I just duplicate the person, I can get over there. Many people are not like that. So for in that instance, I would say knowledge is still important. Go with books or something because they're good with concepts. So they're like, I can get the concept in my mind, but I cannot duplicate someone. Right. So take on mentorship is if you feel like you need a mentor, get a mentor as ASAP. And the way you check a mentor is, are they making 10x of you? So don't keep a mentor who's billionaire right now and you're making like 5K a month. Just keep a mentor who's just 10x of your income. So you're making 5, keep a mentor who's making 50K a month.
Got it.
Duplicate them, you'll make 50K. Good. Now put a 5 lakh mark and get a 5 lakh mentor who's making 5 lakh per month. Duplicate what he does exactly. And that's how I move. So my first mentor, when I went to him, was making 30, 40, 50,000 per month. I duplicated that and I was making that much from external products and everything, from sales, from his company itself and some other projects. Then I had another mentor who was making 5, 6 lakhs. I was like, okay, I'll duplicate that. Then I got another mentor and now my mentor is making 140 crores a year. And now my aim is to replicate that. And that is a very hard process, let me tell you. I'm trying that from the past 9 to 10 months. I've just caused 1% something. Right? It's a difficult process, but that's what the point is. You have extreme clarity on what you need to become. Because exactly, if I can become a duplicate of this person, I'll make that much of money, or I can create that much of impact, or I can have that much of freedom, whatever. But I just need to duplicate that on a bigger level. That's it.
Got it. So I guess you're talking about importance of sales in the previous question I asked. So how can one become a better salesperson?
Practice. There's only one thing, as Bruce Lee also said, practice. It's just the game of practice. When I was 19 to 20 and a half, something like 10 months, I did 800 calls a day.
Okay.
That's it.
That's
it. Yeah. It's a lot, I know. And that is what makes me a good salesman today, because I can come on a call and close like a 4.5 lakh deal like this. It's not a big deal for me. Right. The reason is because I did those 800 calls and I was selling an 800 rupees seminar ticket, whatever. Due to that, I was able to build enough momentum and practice that now I can sell a lakh rupees deal on a phone like in minutes. Right. But if I tried directly with this big thing, it would have become a kind of a thing where I would not have enough confidence to put forward my best self. But $800 is nothing. So I can go on a call and sell that. Right. So just practice more. The more you can practice, the better. Like if you don't have leads, go to someone, ask them for leads. Nobody will say no. If you come to me today and you will like, give me your 5,000 leads, I'll convert them. I'm like, take it. The leads are just in a cold storage. Take them, convert. You take a commission. I don't have any problem. You keep 50% commission. I'm not doing any work and I'm getting money paid. Right. So that's what I did. I went to different coaches, different people, and I was like, just give me leads. So my mentor was giving me leads. I'm like, you give me leads, and just getting leads and leads and just trying to sell them. And that was the practice for 9 to 10 months, which made me like an excellent salesman. Then you get to a high ticket, 10,000 price point, 20K, 50K, 1 lakh. And that's how you progress from there.
Got it. So we're almost at the first session, the end of the podcast in the first session.
Okay.
So like the question that I want to ask is like, what's your take on networking and how important do you think is networking for anybody who's starting out and who are into their early 20s basically?
Right. So let me give you honest take. Earlier, I was not into networking. I thought it was one of the biggest time waste I can ever have. But then I heard something from one of my mentors and it completely changed my life. And the statement was, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And I was like, that does not make sense. I need to know something in order to prove someone that I know something. And I was like, you're wrong. Now I want Aishwarya to go in your past and see where you had the pivotal moments where you just skyrocketed. From wherever you are, you just had a very big boom, right? I want you to go to those moments. All the listeners who are just listening right now, just go to those moments where you have big boom. Now answer me this. It was something in knowledge that you got extra, or you met someone extra?
I met someone extra.
Yeah, you met someone extra and he was a complete stranger that completely, or maybe someone known, but it completely changed your life after that. Right. So that's when I realized, okay, networking is important. And then I met my friend Kanishka Thakur. She's an influencer. You can check her out on her Instagram. But then she made me realize how to network, why this is important, and how I can skyrocket if I write networks at right time. Right. So once who you know is done, you have enough contacts, then you play the what you know game. Because even if you are in front of Elon Musk and you speak rubbish, he does not care, right? So at least you need to have something to put on the table, so that the person feels this person can add value to me. This is a great connect. I can provide value. He can provide value. Let's connect, right? So
So
that's
how
where,
can I network? That's the question that I
right.
want to ask you.
Right. So in the start, you just need to get added into communities as much as possible. Don't think of any advantage. मेरे को sale मिलेगी, मेरे को lead मिलेगी, मुझे contact मिलेगी, whatever. Don't think like that. Just go over there and become the extreme extroverted self of yourself.
Okay.
Just try to get as much attention as you can, right? And maybe you're dancing over there. I don't care. I have done that, right? But I got a lot of attention, and people literally come and be like, "How can you be so open?" And then you can have your some punchline or something ready, which makes them remember you every time they think of that punchline or something like that, right? So the thing I say is, when someone asks me and they're like, what do you do? I would say as a consultant or something like that, but I don't say that when I'm networking. I say I make people rich. And then they're like, okay, how? And now this is the process that I wanted, because now they're in the sales script that I basically wanted, right? Or the thing that I wanted from them. So become an interesting person. People already want interesting people. Just become a more interesting person. They'll automatically come to you. Just go to more networking events, free one, paid ones, whatever you can.
Got it. I'm literally having some wow moments on my brain every time you speak something nice.
happens. A usual thing for me.
So I guess like we are into the second session of the podcast. That I would have a story on my Instagram, and I'm gonna do a podcast with you. And a couple of people requested for some questions that you want to answer. So basically, these are people who are just starting out on their business journey and stuff. You don't have. I know, like you can't, get into the deep of it, but in the upper layer, you can just give them stuff. Yeah,
I'll try my best.
Yeah. So Anish wants to ask you, like, do you have any tips for scaling up my print and demand t-shirt business online?
Test more. Because all the e-commerce people that I've ever taught, I've just added 2 more things into their business, and their business has exploded. Test more and take more follow-ups. Create more bundle of t-shirts, create more products, create more things in your business, and have a follow-up system where you can sell them more. So because you're paying, let's say, 350 rupees to acquire a customer who is paying you 400 rupees per t-shirt. So you're making 50 rupees over here, right? Sab kuch hata ke you're making 50, let's say. Now you paid 50 rupees, you get profit 50 rupees only once you sell a t-shirt. But the customer is yours now. The customer knows you, the customer trusts you, you have a good brand. The customer knows that this is a trusted site. Now, why not to do follow-up? Because follow-ups are free. So have a calling team, have an email, have a SMS, have a WhatsApp, have everything to follow up with them weekly, daily, whatever your plan is, and follow up more and test more types of graphics and everything on your t-shirts and everything.
Got it. So Priyanka wants to ask you, how can I increase my sales of my reselling sneaker shoes online using Instagram?
Okay. The problem with if you are having like not first copy kind of shoes, and if you're having like a own brand or something like that, you can try ads, right? Create a Shopify store, start selling more of your stuff, like have a proper store. Just don't be like, send me the Instagram post that you want to buy and I'll do that. Become a professional person, have a store of yourself, have an email list, do that kind of stuff. If you're reselling other branded shoes on a first copy or second copy level, you cannot do ads because your ad account would be blocked. In that case, you can leverage something called as Telegram groups. There are many Telegram groups who have an audience of 400K, 600K, 800K people who charge very, very less, because Telegram is an untapped market right now. So they charge you like 2,000, 3,000 bucks, and you can have a whole lot of traffic, like views in case, coming to your store, right? So leverage Telegram groups.
Even I didn't even think about Telegram group before.
Cool.
So like this
Just
is the last question.
Sure.
So like Surdigol wants to ask you, like, give me any 3 practical steps to scale my digital marketing business to 5 figures.
Okay, digital marketing, is this agency or is it
agency?
What? It's an agency, right? 3 practical tips for scaling your agency. Okay, develop a super specific niche. Solve a problem that is no one solving right now. So the problem that I solve, for example, is how to get leads organically. Everyone is trying to grow Facebook ads. I'm like, how about if you can get leads organically for free? No, people are interested in that, right? Solve a unique problem. And third is sell high ticket, like give or take $500, nothing less than that. Nothing less than that if you're agency. Depends on the product itself, but still $500, no matter what you do.
So we're at the final session of this podcast, and I want to ask you, like, what were some of the failures that you had in your journey, and what did you learn from them?
Ooh, I just had 3 today.
Okay.
So, big failures you would ask. Okay, so what I thought personally was key once I knew that concept that it's not what you know, it's who you know, partially, I started just giving random money to agencies to run my ads and do stuff. And I lost around 9 to 10 lakhs in that. Right now, my Facebook ad account, earlier one, still shows that 1.5 lakhs मार्ट के हुए और कभी मुझे मिलेंगे नहीं. And I still open it and I cry. So it's like, that's one of the things. So it's like, even if you get someone as who you know, who can transform your business, you should know at least the basics of what you know. So now I'm very good at Facebook ads. I'm not say practical wala, but I understand the concept on a very deeper level. So it's that someone cannot fool you on that thing. So if someone is doing SEO or anything of yours, just be enough aware that they're not trying to fool you over there, or they're just putting some random big abbreviations that you don't understand. Right? Just be enough educated of that. That's the first failure and what I learned from that. Second would be when I was having FameNick. Unless and unless you don't have the end goal in mind or the purpose behind that thing, don't start it. So we started FameNick as it was like कि चलो Facebook कराते हैं. Like ऐसी मजाक में it was like कि चलो Facebook कराते हैं, and we did very well scaling the thing. And I was just 18, I didn't know anything anyways, but it was like, if I had to do it again, I would not do it. The reason is I did not have the end clear in mind. I want to sell the company. I want to grow it. Is it international or national only? What is my like exact target market that I look in the future? What are my future projections? What is my CAC right now? All these things I didn't know. And I was just running the company blindfolded, right? So always have the end goal in mind. That will always help you. And the third failure, the big one. People say it as a failure, but I see it as an opportunity. That was college dropout. So if you're in a college right now, that is not so good, just drop out. Like, even if you're having a 51% ki dropout kar leta, just drop out. Don't even think twice, just drop out. The reason is simple. Big companies that are worth going for are not looking for degrees. So that is gone. Secondly, you learn much more faster when you're not in the college, because now you have a pressure, which does not exist, but you still feel that I'm not going to college, kya karunga? So you have a pressure and you have a gun at your head to prove your parents, yourself, and everyone kitne time mein karna padega, or else you're gone. Right? So that works very well when you're young because you have a lot of energy. Right? And the third reason I say for college dropout is because unless you're creating good networks over there, there's no use of college. Like whatever you're learning is already outdated. If you're telling me that I can use C++ to automate your business, I'm like, bro, मेरे पास integrate है जो मेरे से 500 रुपए महीना लेता है, मेरा पूरा business automate कर देता है, right? So I have got people like resumes like that where they're like, I can automate your company using C++. I'm like, I don't want that. I pay 400 to a tool that does everything that you're telling me. Why should I hire you? Right? So already that you are whatever you're taught, it's already outdated. So don't know.
Even like I was doing my MBBS from AIMS Patna. That's because I am just so bad in maths. I couldn't get a chance to get into IIT. So I chose pre-medical exams and I got a seat there. And I guess after, being there for like half a year, I decided this is something that I never want to do in life. I'm going to drop out. And then I dropped out. I started playing cricket. And in order to manage my expense, because my parents are not giving me money, basically, that's because I dropped out from really big, what they consider prestigious thing in their life. They're not giving me money. So I started doing freelancing, I just started doing a little bit design using Canva, started making money, was, like putting out those expenses for my cricket. And from there, slowly, I met my coach who became my best friend now. And we started up our own cricket academy. That's happening. And I met my other school friend. We collaborated and we started up our own digital marketing agency. And everything is pretty cool right now.
Right. But I would say if you have went to the college, you would not met those who's that you're talking about, the coach and everyone. Right? So that's why I say don't go to college unless you're making good networks. If you want to be a doctor, lawyer, or something, architect that you need a proper certification for, you can obviously go. I'm not stopping on that. But if you have something else you want to do and you're like going to college, don't. Waste of time.
Right now, I'm just doing my college in distance just because my parents want me a degree.
Same.
So like at the end of the
मेरी मम्मी का ऐसा है कि मेरी मम्मी ऐसे बोलती है तेरी शादी कैसे होगी, तो हम लाइक कि अगर रिश्तेदारों को फरारी दिखाओ तो उनको उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता डिग्री क्या है। तो मेरी मम्मी स्टिल लाइक नहीं भाई डिग्री जरूरी है, अगर डिग्री नहीं है तो शादी नहीं हो पाई, भले तुम्हारे बैंक अकाउंट में कितना ही पैसा। लाइक दैट डज नॉट मेक सेंस, बट ठीक है माँ बाप को कुछ बोल नहीं सकता तो आई एम डूइंग डिग्री, इट्स लाइक चल रहा है बस। आई डोंट गो टू दैट कॉलेज, आई हैव नॉट गिवन एग्जाम इन 3 years, आई डोंट नो इवन इफ आई एम पार्ट ऑफ दैट कॉलेज, बट आई एम पेइंग फी, आई नो दैट, आई नो दैट।
So it happens, everything happens for good.
Yes, that's a good thing, everything happens for a reason, that's I want to believe in.
So we're at the end of the session. I want to ask you, like, why
That's cool.
should people join ICE? Because there are a lot of people doing the same thing in the market, but why should they join Himanshu?
Okay. Two simple punchlines for this.
Mhm.
First one, don't listen to me. Go to my YouTube and listen to all the people what they're saying. Secondly, we have the highest success rate in the industry. Mic drop. The price does not matter. Anything does not matter. We have the highest success rate. We have a money back guarantee. If you don't get the results, you get your money back. As simple as that.
I'm just gonna put like the swag symbol.
The thug life thing. The thug life.
So thanks a lot, Himanshu. It was great talking to you.
Same here, Aishwarya. It was a lovely conversation.
I hope you had fun and learned a lot of things listening to the podcast. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel, Limelight Aish. Until next time, signing off, Limelight Aish.